the flipping screens and going from the packet to the graph to the Pear Deck, and it was a little much. I want to give a quick 3-minute summary of what I hope you got out of today's class. The first thing is that we were talking about quadratics. So if you understood that these are what quadratics look like, then you got task 1 out of the lesson. If it has a squared term like this or a squared term like this, we call that a quadratic. And I also hope that you had some sense of the general shape of what the graph would look like. So when we were talking about these all being U-shaped graphs, that's the second thing I want you to know. So bullet point number 1, quadratics have a squared term, and if you graph them, it's a U-shaped graph. I didn't even say officially what they're called, but they're called parabolas. So I hope that makes sense. The next part was looking at this form specifically, which is called the vertex form. We never got to the point where I was explaining why it was called vertex form. This is a situation where we are going to use patterns and structure of an equation to predict what the graph will look like. And we just started building towards that today. So I don't expect people to have a sense of exactly what this might look like or what this might look like. Maybe you do based on what we said in class, but I just wanted you guys to see how these numbers worked. So when we were looking at this polygraph page, we talked a lot about this, and this always gives some people a little bit of a headache. And what I hope I did eventually make clear was anytime that we are looking at, some equation that we want to graph, maybe it's like this example from the homework, or maybe it's like this example from the homework, there's going to be numbers inside the parentheses, there's going to be numbers outside the parentheses, some are multiplied, some are added, and that's the structure of the equation. When we're looking at this, there's numbers inside the parentheses sometimes that are being added, outside that are being added or subtracted, and also multiplied. And by changing these numbers, we can know exactly the impact it'll have on the graph. And by the end of next class, you guys will be experts at it. But I spent, I think, so much time explaining how to use this page that it was confusing to people. And so here was the general idea. If I was going to try to go ahead and do, let me say from the example, oopsie doodles, this example right here. There's a number on the outside being multiplied, there's a number on the inside, and a number on the outside. So we're just going to go to this polydog graph, and we're going to make that a equal -1. The number on the inside we're calling h, and the number on the outside we're calling k. So I would go ahead and make a equal -1. So now it's like there's a negative in front here. I would have to make the number on the inside is -4. Inside here is h, so h has to be -4. Got to move my face out of the way. And then for this example, the number on the outside is +6. So I'll change this k to a +6. I just can't put my face in the right spot, can I? And so this picture that we're seeing here is exactly what the graph, for example, 7 would look like. The multiplier on the outside is -1. The inside addition number is -4. The outside is +6. Those are the values I used. This is that graph, and I can click on these points to see exactly which points I need to graph. So that's all I'm asking for you guys to do on the homework. I do want you guys to complete the homework and submit it to Classroom in the assignment portion, the way we submit anything to Classroom. If you don't know how to submit stuff to Classroom, I will put a video in the helpful resources page, or you can send me an email. I hope this helps. If you understand that, this is a quadratic and we're going to affect these values of h, k, and a to see how it affects the graph, then you are in good shape. And if not, we still have another day to build it. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for listening, and I will see you guys the next time that I see you guys.